in the past I had like a lot of drinking and drugs and gambling problems, and I went through a lot of family problems and things, and I didn't know how to get out of it. And then I met somebody from my work who was into meditation, and he gave me like a different outlook in life. And so I started kind of just being curious at first, because I had a young daughter to look after, and I was, going through homelessness and things with all these things, and I really wanted to better myself and be a better dad, but I just didn't know how. So, and then I'd have like somebody to go and talk to, which was really important at the time, that wasn't judging me for my actions, because he that has a lot of experience with meditation, mindfulness, and he's seen the bigger picture at the time. And then, so as things go, small steps and day by day, things kept on getting better and better and better. Then, I started taking myself away from the environment, because I recognised certain patterns about the environment, who you're hanging about with and things, and that just led me on a good path. And then synchronicity started to happen. I started keeping my head high, my confidence high, and certain people would fall into my life, and my job started going better. I started going to the gym, I started eating better, started reading, which I never picked a book up until I was 30 years old. I just pulled myself away from everything, and then so I ended up seeing one of like my old social workers from 17 years ago, who's I seen in the gym, him taking his kid, and then I was telling him all about my meditations and mindfulness, how it changed my life, and how I'm a good dad now and everything's better. And he was so happy to see that he offered me a job with people working with learning disabilities. And then I never thought I could do that, but again I stepped out of my comfort zone, because I realized that things can just, it's meant to be, that things will get better if you just push yourself. And I've just found so many things out of that as well. And then I phoned him again because I felt uncomfortable. I was like, I think I need a little change here. And it wasn't a job I was looking for. It was because I was away from Tesco from my friend, I wasn't speaking to anybody about any meditation or mindfulness stuff. Was kind of, or coaching or things, all things I was really interested in. He said, well, I know a guy. And he said, his name's Gary. And then, so I was like, that's great. And at first I felt comfortable to call him, as you do, because a new person, but I felt Gary was a step ahead in what he was doing. I looked at his website and things before I phoned him, and I phoned him, and then we had a little meeting, and the meeting went so well. It was really what I was looking for. He offered me to go on his course, and I just jumped at the chance. From my past, I used to think about drinking, drugs, and gambling all the time, and I didn't know why I was thinking these things, and why I was kept on going back to that, because I never wanted to be like that. So what mindfulness does is makes me watch and be aware of my thoughts. And when the thought comes in, you recognize it to say, is that actually true? Do I really, really want to drink? And then you can make a better decision. So at the moment in my life, going through the course and being with like-minded people, really, really came out of my comfort zone. As you don't know what to expect, but we're all going for the same reasons. So being there in an open room, having really deep conversations and not being judged because everything's okay and you're nice and calm and you've got other people's energies. And, you know, Craig and Gary, when they're talking, are great, and they give you the space to speak, and everybody gives you the space to speak. And, you know, just looking forward to having that time for yourself to have deep conversations, stuff you wouldn't talk about to people, say, in the pub or anything like that. Really stuff you want to know to help you improve your life. And, you know, these things don't happen overnight. You need to also put in the work when you go home, which is a challenge in itself. But every day that I step in and I challenge myself and I get into my mindfulness and meditations, I look back at my life from now till just say a year ago, and all what I perceive to be negative things that have fallen away from my life, and now I focus on all these good things that I wanted in my life. You know, I'm so very well organized, that I now, like, I can have my gym time, I can have my daughter time, I can have my work time, and recognizing that all these things for time that we think we have lack of time, that we actually can do what we want to achieve in 24 hours, because we all have 24 hours in the day. It's just how we're spending it. And that was really a really big thing for me. I think you need to invest in yourself for your own happiness. Material things are nice, but happiness comes from inside.